Hi Aries, welcome to your July 2017 reading. So happy you could join me again, and welcome to anyone new, anyone who just happened to be drawn to the video. Know that you're at the right place, and welcome. So the readings have been quite long for July. Even though my intention was to keep them super short, they have now become longer than ever. However, I do know that Spirit is working through me, and there are a lot of spiritual messages, so many spiritual messages coming through for July. It feels like, there is change for everyone. Like there's possibilities open to anyone who wants to start a new path, go a new direction, that kind of thing. So, we'll see how long your video takes. And by the way, just so you know, when I'm doing your reading, I have no concept of time. Literally, an hour reading to me sometimes feels like 10 minutes. Sometimes it feels like 10 hours. But, the reading is done when the reading is done. So I guess if you're someone who does not like long videos, or, I don't know, you don't like long videos, then I am not your girl. I'm just not your girl. And it's not that I even need advice on how to shorten them. I don't need advice. Though plenty offer. Many ask me to cut out my time when I'm not talking. And I'm looking at the cards, but you do not want me to cut that out, because that is me connecting with Spirit. That's Spirit connecting through me. And yeah, you may have to sit there in silence for a moment, but I think that we can take a moment and let Spirit come through. Anyway, I don't know why I just reshuffled these. So, you have to be willing, you have to be open to receiving your messages. You have to make sure that your energy is clear, and, invite your guides in before you watch any reading. It's just like clear your energy, have a very open mind, and then invite your guides in to help illuminate if a certain message is for you or not, okay? I've had people, where I said someone's coming back from the past and it's a good thing, and, comments of, well, this person was so abusive, abused my children. Well, I can tell you that message wasn't for them then. Like Spirit would not say, oh, by the way, here comes this abusive person again. Open your heart to them. We have to use common sense at the same time, because this is about the higher power. And the higher power would not ask you to revisit a dangerous or unhealthy situation, okay? Unless there is a reason. So, it's like, be realistic. This is general readings. They are spiritual messages, though. So, claim what's yours and leave the rest. Okay, we're going to get started. New love. New love, Aries. Separation. Wedding. We have children on the bottom of the deck. I feel like pulling this out for some reason, so I'm going to. Okay, and by the way, these are the Romance Angel Oracle cards. And now we're going to use the Angel Tarot. And I will be clarifying with the Crystal Vision Tarot. And that is a new deck for me that I introduced a couple readings ago, and I really, truly love them. They just help me connect to spirit so quickly. And that's what Tarot's all about. You know, it's not just the meaning of the card for those who are, you know, learning Tarot. It is also about the image on the card, because the images are there to spark your intuition. And if you're very open, spirit can help, or your guides can help fill that in for you. But that's what the images are here for. And the crystal vision, wow. I just love how it opens me up very quickly. Okay. Unity. I think I may have moved these down too far. The Magician. Beautiful. This is going to be the center of your spread, so beautiful. 5 of water, 5 of cups. The Chariot. So you have 3 major arcanas already, and I'm noticing you're the Magician in the middle, and in the middle line, with 2 5s on either side. And we'll dig more into that. But to me, 5s are about what you're going through now. You know, more of the present moment, or the very near future, or the very near past. Okay? 3 of waters, 3 cups. Strength. Look at the, you know, out of 6 tarot cards, 4 of them are major arcana. Beautiful. Look at the bottom. The 10 of Earth. The 10 of Pentacles. You know, the 10 of Pentacles is described as the rich and rewarding family life card. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take the crystal vision. Just going to give this a couple shuffles. And again, they've already been pre-shuffled. I just like to shuffle on air at the same time for you. Well, Aries, before I even get into the crystal vision cards, I can see that there may be a few of you who are leaving a partner. I feel that there's a few of you who may just found out that this partner has been unfaithful. Now, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, okay? So this is not a partner who's about to be unfaithful. This is a partner who has been unfaithful, and I feel you just found out not too long ago. Or you are now beginning the action of walking away. You know, the separation, the walking away. You know, now these 5s make much more sense. You know, I'm sorry, Aries. I feel like this person that you were with, and I mean, it could be someone you were married to, but it almost feels to me like they cheated. And, you know, if that's not bad enough, they cheated with someone that you know. And it feels like someone that you know well. Perhaps, God, I even hate saying this, but like with a friend. It feels like someone that you love. Not romantically, but, you know, is part of your say, your soul family. So this could be like a best friend, a sister, a brother. That type of energy. And it does feel shocking. You know, it does feel shocking. Like when you found out, it was shocking and devastating. You know, for some of you, this could have happened. You could have found out about it, you know, like maybe January, February, March, like, you know, in that area. But the good news is you are starting new. And although it's not easy, I feel that you're going to be really surprised at the path that now lays ahead for you. Because, you know, every time we make a decision, that decision forks off to give us then two new opportunities. Which way do we want to take it? Sometimes the left is the road back to the past and the right is the road to the future. But it's always with that decision always lies within us, no one else. So I do see the path of, it almost feels like to me, Aries, honestly, like you're choosing the right. You're going in the right. You're not going to the past. You're going to the future. And it kind of feels beautiful. Though I know the heaviness you're carrying in your heart. I even feel, though, I don't know, I feel very surprised, like at what my path holds for me. Quite the opposite of what I thought. That's how I feel. Like this is what you're going to be saying to yourself. And, you know, I hate to even say this, but for someone, maybe this will make you feel a little better. But, you know, I feel your partner will now have to live within the misery of his choices, her choices. Both of them, as a matter of fact. You know, if they're together now, I'd be surprised. Because it's almost like karma has already come back for them or is coming back for them. And I don't mean to laugh at that because, you know, they're humans too. And I'm not justifying what they did at all. I'm quite upset that they did this to you. But just know, it's almost like the universe is going to equal out the karma here. So for you, it looks like what lies ahead is kind of magical. Because it's like I really feel you're going to be surprised. And what lies ahead for them probably has already hit them. And it doesn't feel good. You know, I mean, we have to answer to our decisions. And so they are. Okay. All right, so we're going to put a crystal tarot on each card. And we'll go from there. I have the King of Pentacles for this new love. This King of Pentacles has shown up in every single reading, except for Pisces, I believe. Look at that, Queen of Pentacles. Wow, she has not shown up. Jeez. Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Six of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. The Tower. But that's okay, because the Tower is landing on the Five of Cups. Ace of Wands. Beautiful. Ace of Wands is landing on the Chariot. Temperance. Balance. Is landing on the Three of Cups. And the Five of Swords is landing on Strength. Okay? Okay, we're going to take this card by card. I'm going to start with new love. And I have this King of Pentacles here. With new love being the first card. And you know, how beautiful, right off the, I just have to point this out. How beautiful is this? That we have new love. And our underlying energy is the Ten of Pentacles. Is the rich and rewarding family life. I also need to point out how many pentacles are in your reading, especially in the, we have a postage stamp of pentacles. So we got some things going on here. Okay, let's dig in. The Lovers. Okay, well, we don't need to dig too deep to figure this out. So we have this King. And I have to say, because I also have the Queen right next to the next card, that I do feel this is a King. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So I have this Earth sign coming in. Now I do have Lover, so, I have to put Gemini out there also. And also Libra I have to put out there. But it's not even about that so much. For some of you, this could be, this King of Pentacles could be someone who you have known before. And it feels to me like this person has been thinking about you for a while. You've been on their mind. Quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit. And for quite some time. I'm looking at the beautiful flowers, roses in this image. And what's coming to my mind is the growth and how they are now growing upward. So it's not just at the surface level any longer. It's like, it almost feels like you are part of them. At least this is how they're viewing you. I do feel like this is someone who, Aries, it feels like they've been thinking about you for such a long time. Like, you must have had a romantic relationship with them in the past. And this is falling on new love. And new love is about, a person coming into our life who really stirs our romantic feelings. They come in with an offer of love. So it's just not that they walk in the door, or you just meet someone, and bam. This is an offer of love. So in some way, they're letting you know that there's interest here. Some of you could have been in a relationship with this person in the past. But it doesn't necessarily point out that there was an old love relationship. But nonetheless, it is showing me that this King of Pentacles has had you in their heart for quite a long time. Let me take one more card on that. 8 of Wands. So here's the action. Here's the action of them coming in now. So Aries, for some of you, you have, you know, and you'll know if this is for you because you know the King of Pentacles. But there's an offer. And if it hasn't, you know, it may have just come in. But if it hasn't, it's coming soon. And they're presenting an offer of love. So I don't feel like they're coming in and saying, oh my God, Aries, I love you so much. I can't live without you. No. Number one, this is a Pentacles. So they have, you know, they're not a cup. So they have a little bit more, or let's put it this way, they come more from their head than their heart. So I don't think they're coming in and just like laying it all on the, you know, laying it all out. But they're definitely coming in and letting you know that, you know, it's like they're coming in and just saying, what do you think about, you know, giving it a shot, going out on a date and see how it goes, that kind of thing. And I do see you saying yes to it because we have action on top of that. Well, and it just knocked over the cards, the 10 of Pentacles. So perhaps that is the outcome. Beautiful. Going from new right to the 10. Okay, let's go to the next card. We have the card of separation. And now I have the Queen of Pentacles. This could be a continuance of this. For some, this could be someone, you know, I have to throw it out there, could be someone that you, like an ex-husband, an ex-wife. And again, I feel like separation has been quite a while. Because I'm seeing a lot of growth around the Queen, too. And what I mean by that, I'm seeing growth around this Queen, as in her life has gone on. You know, life has gone on. And I'm seeing her growth, not his growth, with her. So this tells me there's definitely been time between the two of you. And you may say no, Aries. You may say no. Well, geez. Okay, so this person's definitely from your past. And I mean a past love. And I do believe we're still talking about the same people here. Now, you may not be an earth sign. Well, you're not an earth sign. Well, I mean, you may have earth in your moon or your rising, or in a planet, you know, one of your planets, maybe Saturn. But at the same time, I feel the Queen of Pentacles is more about the growth that she's had in her own life since the separation. You know, it's like she didn't stop living her life. Yet at the same time, it's like I can see her, you know, I'm looking at her headdress and, you know, what do you call that? Like a masquerade mask. Almost like it's covering, hiding her eyes because it's like, because they're both looking straight forward, right? They're both looking straight. But she has her face halfway covered. She has her eyes covered. Because I feel like she's covering her eyes because, you know, if he was to come in, like even before he comes in, because remember, she's also reminiscing about him. You are also reminiscing about this person. And for some of you, I feel like you already know when this person comes in, and it's like if you lock eyes, forget about it. Forget about it. You know? I got to protect myself here. Clearly, this is a soulmate, and this is what I feel like. Like, if we look into each other's eyes, we're looking into each other's soul. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't think I'm ready. I don't know. You know, as much as I think about this person, I don't know if it's wise. And this is the chatter in your mind. I don't know. You know, I do have happy memories, but I also have some hard memories. I feel like, Aries, some of you were saying that if this king shows up with no growth in his life, I feel like you're just going to say no. I just feel like, you know, I feel like Aries, this month, you are stronger than your heart. And you know what I mean? We can get very weak within our hearts when it comes to love, romance. So, you know, you showing up as a Queen of Pentacles is telling me that this is not something you're going to jump right into. This is something you're going to think about. This is something you're going to analyze. And this protection is going to stay on your eyes until you know. Well, let's see. 7 of Wands. Wow. Okay. Well, this is probably the reason why you're protecting yourself. Like drama, right? I feel like the person here, their communication, this could have been why there was separation to start with. I feel like their communication and how they communicate to you is the opposite of, it's the opposite of you. And it almost feels like you have to protect yourself because this person, just the way they used their words in the past. It feels like this person was more about themselves than you. Now, I'm reading in the past, by the way, okay? So, however this fits, but it's poor communication, no doubt. It's poor communication, and it's drama-filled, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of like me. You know? Like, hello, there's 2 of us here. So for some of you, I feel like it's you who it's you who ended this relationship. But nonetheless, they're still coming. And there's going to be a decision to be made. If you choose, you don't have to make a decision. You could just ignore it. You know, you can do whatever you want. It's your life. Your option. This has nothing to do with them at this point. This has to do with you. So when you make this decision, It's like be like the Queen of Pentacles, where you're analyzing things, you're looking at all the different perspectives, and that's what you base your decision upon. It's not about, oh my God, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, I need to fall right back in love. No. I feel like you may have been down that path before, and you're feeling much wiser at this point. So this person better come prepared. This person better come with clarity, with honesty. And Aries, I feel like if they don't, you'll pick it up like that. And I feel if they do, here's where they may have a shot with you. So there's definitely major potential there. I feel like we're just going on because I'm being drawn to this next, the wedding card. And then the Nine of Cups. So for some of you, this person, you could have been married to him or, in a committed relationship. And I feel like for some of you, it's like they promised you the world. They promised, when you talked about what it is you want in your life, maybe, I want, whatever it is. It's like you felt that they were on your side, that they were your partner in this, they were your partner in crime going forward. But it doesn't feel like they fulfilled their promises. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, I just need a rest from this. I need a rest to eat. I need time to not even think about love. I need to not care so much. And I need to care more about me and my direction. Okay. But I do feel that I feel like you do give this King of Pentacles the opportunity. I do feel that. And it's, it's one of those things where you're very clear, you're very intuitive when it comes to them. So I feel, Aries, you will know very quickly. And if you can see that they haven't changed their ways in whichever way that fits for you, again, it's like they didn't, it's like they promised you the world, but didn't fulfill that. Now, it's not all their responsibility either, though. So we have to remember that, too. There's two people playing a part here. But nonetheless, I do feel like you're going to give them a chance and, you take it from there. Okay, so that message is closed for right now. Because what I feel now is I do have, I don't know, I feel I have quite a few people who you are on a journey right now. You're on the journey of love. You are, you're already in love. And I almost feel this is more for like my middle-aged crowd. Because I feel that you have given yourself a lot of time before you got into this type of relationship. I feel like you have done a lot of work, a lot of self-discovery. And I feel like you are now on the journey, heading to this Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, I feel like someone's going to propose marriage to you. Well, your love, not just anyone. The person that you're with is ready to take the next step. You know, it feels like children is also part of it. You know, whether you're starting this next step to have a family together. You know, this is a family. Or you've had your family and, you know, separate from each other. And now you're with this person. And it does feel like there's been time between this relationship and the last serious relationship you had. Let's put it that way. Serious relationship. But I feel like many of you are on this journey, heading to this Ten of Pentacles. I kind of love it. I even want to say my married Aries. I feel like, you know, if you've had, you know, I have to look at what's below that. And it's the Five of Cups with the Tower. So I feel like there's some married couples who have been struggling struggling together, separately. I don't feel like, you know, you're still together. Put it that way. You're in the same house. You're married. Or you're very committed. And I do feel like there has been a lot of, I want to say emotional turmoil, but it doesn't feel like turmoil. It just feels like a lot of fighting. A lot of fighting, though, but it's coming more, you know, the kind of fighting where it's not organized. It's not, you know, like there's no agreement that when we fight, we make sure we stay on topic. And we don't allow ourselves to go to the past. But I feel like I feel like it just kind of overtook you. I kind of feel like this energy happened in June, to be honest. You know, you may have been feeling very emotional. Now, it could have something to do with the moon, because the moon's really being illuminated to me. And I don't really know astrology, so I can't help you out on that. But it does feel like perhaps that's when this started to take place. Anyway, I feel there's clarity coming to you. I feel that listen, I feel like this last month really had you emotional. Ups and the downs. But it seems to me like June, you were more emotional. You know, you're fire. So you're not really ruled by your emotions. So I could see where a month like that for you could be hard, you know? You know, it's not like a Scorpio. Scorpio, you know, comes from the place of the heart so often. And they fall in love so easily because they come from their heart center. But they can also be very emotional. And I love Scorpios. I have many in my life. But it's like you're now, you know, the Scorpio in you is coming out. Has come out. I should say has. Because I do feel like I have to go down here. Because I feel like this Five of Cups is telling us, you know, what is this all about? Like, what's this arguing and these emotions all about? And the Five of Cups is that energy of where we're our thoughts are focused backwards. Instead, in the present moment, it's something that we're looking at that didn't turn out our way. It didn't work in our favor. But maybe it wasn't supposed to at the same time. Because with the Five of Cups, there's 2 cups remaining. And this is tied into love. So that's all we want is 2 cups. We don't want 5 cups. You know, 3 of those cups are of the past. And this is what I feel like with the Tower on that. I feel like this is saying that this energy, the realization of what you're doing with your emotions, comes to the forefront, and you're able to stick a knife in it. You're able to see it and end it. This could be happening to you also, okay? So your partner could have been like so super emotional in June, and you're like, what the hell? I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know why they're so emotional. Aries, I feel like there's a few of you. The reason why you were emotional is you just think back. Like, I feel for some of you, this is not you looking back at people or past romantic experiences, anything like that. I feel it's more about life. And it's just like you're at that moment of, you know, why can't I have more? Why does it have to be a battle? That kind of thing. But this is getting your emotions in check, understanding that they weren't based on anything that's real. And it's almost like when you allowed that 1 cup of the past to come into your space, it's what started the whole ball rolling, where these emotions came in and this feeling of being out of control. I don't feel like it was the whole month, okay? But if you've gone through this in June, you know what I'm talking about. So this is clarity. Now, it may not have happened yet, but it's going to. For a lot of you, I feel like it has. Like you are now coming to that realization that, okay, I just have to keep an eye on my emotions. I just have to keep it in check. Okay. All right, I'm going to go over here now. We have Unity and the 6 of Pentacles. Major Arcana. This talks about tradition. This talks about sometimes religion and our point of view on that. I feel sometimes this can be, and this is a 5, so I feel like you're probably going through this right now. I almost feel like nobody gets me. Nobody understands me. Why does nobody get my point of view? What's so difficult about it? I feel for some of you, if you I feel like you need to clear your chakras, number one. And it almost feels like you're on this journey. For some of you, this could be about business. You know, it's like, no matter how hard I work, I can't seem to get the growth that I deserve, you know? And for some of you, this could be your journey. You know, it's like you're seeking. Or, yeah, you're seeking. You're looking to surround yourself with people who think like you do now. People who live like you do. For some Aries, I feel like this is someone who, it's like you have a lot of people around you who, I don't know, it feels like people who party and stay up late, and it's like they don't clean their house, and you know, the dishes are always dirty. And it's like they go against every grain of who you are. You know, their desk is filled with papers, you know. I almost feel like I'm taking on, well, I'm a Virgo, and that's what it feels like to me. Like, when my desk is a mess, I'm a mess. And that's what I feel like. I feel like you feel a mess because of what's around you, because of other people. Again, this kind of feels work-related. And it almost feels like you want to start a new journey. I don't know why. I kind of feel like I'm talking to someone who is single here. I don't know why. And this says nothing. I don't feel love in this card. You know, well, it's not talking about love. It's talking about, you know, our responsibilities as an adult. You know, having to earn money to take care of our foundation. And I feel like you are tired of the people around you. You're tired of their actions. You're tired of their messes. And you are seeking to move away from that. You could be starting something on your own. Page of Cups. I'm noticing how both women are by themselves. Both have their eyes closed. And this feels like daytime. This feels like nighttime. So, excuse me. It almost feels like, you know, when you're at work, it's everything you got to deal with. Everything I just said. And then at night, it's like you're praying for new opportunity. Something to open you up. It's like you're asking for this change to come in. For some of you, this could be you dreaming at night. Like seeing, it's almost like seeing your true path. And even though her eyes are closed, her head is tilted toward this. Okay? Just one more thing. I feel like for some of you at work, you may have someone around you who, like, literally gets in your drawer, your desk, and takes things. Could get into the communal refrigerator and take your lunch or take your yogurt. You know, it doesn't feel like anything major, but it's like, you know, things come up missing. It's the same person who's doing it. But you're kind of fed up with that too. Like, leave my stuff alone. But you haven't really pinpointed who it is yet, but though I do think you have an idea. So yeah, there is someone, you know, it's like when you walk away from your desk or your office, you know, or your counter, you know, whatever you're doing in your material world, there's someone who, I don't even know why, and it doesn't feel major. Understand that. They're not stealing money. They're not stealing, you know, personal things, but it's like, if they need a pencil, they go to your drawer. When they could go anywhere, but they go to yours. When they open the fridge, they look at your lunch and be like, oh, she always brings the best things. And then they sneak something. Okay, so it's not a big deal. I think it's, well, it's cute, but it's not happening to me. So if it was happening to me, it wouldn't be so cute. Anyway, I feel like you're getting real, I feel like it's like through your dreams, you're getting real clarity on how to take the next step forward, how to move out of this energy, and how to find these people who think and act like you. This is the goal here. That is the main goal. Six of Swords, look at that. So like you're walking away. You're walking away. Some of you, you're leaving your job. Yeah, you're leaving your job, and you know there's a little fear around it, but at the same time, I feel like you have gotten enough clarity. So it feels to me like your guides have been reaching you while you're sleeping, and you're getting enough. So you know, and sometimes when you like if you go to bed and you're sad or something, and then you wake up and you're like, I am ready for this day. Sometimes it's like you astral traveled, or your beautiful guides and angels have reached you during your sleeping time. And they're putting that strength within you. So you wake up that day and you're like, I am ready. I'm ready to walk away. Ready to walk away. Where the day before you may not have had the guts, you know? Now, I'm not saying this is walking away without a plan, you know, unless you can afford just to walk away. But I do see you walking away. All right, let's go to the center. The Magician. Beautiful. With the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. So, I mean, this Magician is fitting so many scenarios. I mean, really, it's like so many scenarios. You know, with the Magician, with this person from the past, it is that feeling that life feels magical. You know, for the people who are in a committed relationship and you had a tough June, I feel like this is about starting new. Like, I feel you have real clarity. You had real clarity, or you will very, very, very soon. And this allows you to really have control again. And even the people walking away here, you're walking away because you are ready for new adventure. You know that you have what it takes to be successful. You know you have what it takes. There may be fear around it, around that idea or this adventure, but nonetheless, you still know that you can have what you want here. It's just, do you want to put in the effort? Are you willing to walk away from the things that no longer give you happiness? You know? So funny. I don't know what I was watching, and I don't even know who it's by, so I kind of hate repeating it, but it's like I heard someone saying, you know, it's not like the 50s, the 40s, where we worked for the company for 60 years and retired. You know, it's a different time. There are so many more possibilities than there were. You know, there was definitely great benefit to the past and working for a company like that. But at the same time, you were kind of controlled. And now it's about realizing that you don't even have to work for a company. You can work for yourself. You can be successful here in whatever it is you want. It is the Nine of Pentacles. You're one pentacle away from feeling this contentment within yourself, and for some, within your family. One pentacle away. This is the time where we do not want to give up because we're so close. So close. Matter of fact, I'm looking at this Ace of Wands down here. And it's like, you know, no matter which card I put it on, it almost feels like this ace, because it's below the Six of Swords. It's almost like this energy. Look at that. I mean, that's pure energy. And look at it against the backdrop here. It's a beautiful energy coming in and clarify. Energy to come in to do whatever it is you want to do with your life. Your life. Look at the beauty in that. This is the promise of real growth. And, I mean, come on. It's sitting on the Chariot. And it's the number 7. So I feel like this is talking about July. You know, it could be talking about a Cancer, but here I feel like this is talking about July. And the things that you went through for June, maybe you needed to go through. Maybe you needed to go through so that you could collect this energy, you know, bring this energy to you. And so you do. And, you know, this is not just about you bringing the energy to you. This is also about the energy, you know, where your guides, your angels, come together. And they're putting all their energy into this one wand to ignite you. And so it does. And so it does. You know, I'm looking over here and I have the Six of Swords, right? And this is a card where, again, some of you are walking away from a job. You are definitely walking away from something in your material world. I don't feel like it's love. And now I have the 7. So already I have progression. Already. It's still not easy energy. But we're already one step closer to this. One step closer. Just like that. This is the truth, is what it is. This is you seeing the truth of this situation. Almost of all situations in your life. This is about how the truth will set you free. And for some, this is about the truth that you already have known and you can't deny it anymore. You just can't deny it. I also feel like, you know, when I was telling you about how your angels and your guides and everyone's, you know, coming together, the divine coming together for you. That's what I feel right here. Like they all got together. And came to this judgment that you needed a little help. You needed a little push. You needed a little clarity. So they gave it to you. And then behind that, they're giving you the energy to move forward. So accept it. It's there for you if you want it. All right, I'm not going to do the Tower again because I know it was attached there. I am going to go on a little bit further with the Chariot and the Ace of Wands, though. Well, look who's carrying that one wand that the Divine sent to you. Some of you, we have this Knight coming in. And it's funny because he's driving his horse in the exact same direction you're driving your chariot. So he's looking at things the way you look at things, he or she. This person wants to take their future the same place you want to take your future. You know, you have a lot, very, very similar goals, very similar beliefs. I got one in the clouds and one on the ground. But it's almost like his wand is igniting this. Oh, look at the backgrounds here. You know, this shows you, this ace shows you the potential of growth that's available to you here. It's beautiful. Aries, for some of you, you know, just real quick, I feel like for a few of you, this is truly your journey from being a boy to turning into a man now. So I hope that makes sense. It's like, yeah, I mean, like this is your passage. And, you know, it's like going from a knight to a king. So, maybe some of you have like bar mitzvahs and things like that going on. I don't know, but I had to throw that out there. Anyways, for some, this king, or this knight, excuse me, male or female, seems to be coming in, seems to be going the same direction as you, seems to want the same things you do. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm going to take one more on that. I kind of love this energy. Oh my God, look at that. The World. You know, okay. You know, here's what I feel. When I look at a spread like this, and I see what was, and I see what, you know, what is, and then I see the growth within you to no longer accept the things that are not working for you in this lifetime. This is your only, I mean, not your only lifetime, but this is life right now. Life is happening right now. And it looks to me like the minute you guys start to realize how much power you have over your own life, good things start to happen. The doors start to open for you. Beautiful people come into your life. It's almost like this was meant to be. Here you are saying goodbye to this job, to this stress, however it fits you. Here you are clearing up emotions, you know, saying, I see my part in it. I see my part in it. So I bring the tower down on myself. You know, here is judgment, seeing the truth and not allowing ourselves to be in states of illusion because that's the way we want it. Doesn't matter how we want it. This is the truth. And it's like total clarity. And as soon as you have that clarity, bam, here's the world. Hello. This is telling me that the opportunity to live your dream life is here. Yet it's always been here. But now you're seeing it. Now it's truly opening up for you. And for some of you, I feel like this is the closing of the chapters in your life that were hard. That, well, I shouldn't say that, but that were unfair. You know, because, I mean, life is always going to have its up and downs. It's just the way life is. But this is like starting a new chapter. The best chapter yet. The very best chapter. Matter of fact, this may be the last chapter. So, you know, if you're writing your book, make it good. Make it exciting. Make it adventurous. Make it loving. Make your life like a book. The type of book where when someone picks it up to read it, they can't set it down until they're finished. You have every right to have that kind of life. It waits for you. You don't have to wait for it. Okay? Wow, I love that. Okay, now we have the Three of Cups. And on the Three of Cups, I have temperance, patience, balance. You know, and I don't want to go backwards to the first, you know, the first messages. Those still apply. But we're moving on from that and seeing what else is out there. What are the messages? You know, to me, temperance is about perfect timing or divine timing, universal timing, not so much our human timing. And it just feels like it's saying to you, Aries, listen, where June, you felt all over the place, July is now about the celebration of you and your journey and where this journey is going. This is now for you. I almost want to say congratulations getting through June. That's how tough it feels. Wow. Then we have Four of Wands. You know, to me, that's the marriage card. So for some of you, this is exactly what you're waiting for. Whether this person's already here or not, you know, I can't deny this could be a Sagittarius. So for some of you, it's either the time has come or the time is coming. Some of you could certainly be this new person coming in, right? Who is a fire sign, by the way, so could be Sagittarius. And with the world, we're closing the parts of our life that no longer serve us. They're no longer fun. They're no longer worth it. I now have the truth of how I can go any direction I want. And so I make that choice to allow this chapter to begin. And so it does. And here's that night, right? Here's that night coming in. And here's that night now. making an offer of love. In the celebration of it. You know, when I get to 3 of Cups, I feel the energy, many times, not always, of true celebrations, true happiness, the best news. You know, the kind of thing where something happens to us and we have to tell someone. We have to, because it feels so good. I can't contain all this energy. I have to let people know. You know, I have to call my mom if my mom's still here. I got to call whoever, my best friend. I got to tell them what just happened to me. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that as soon as I open myself up to the universal timing and see the truth, this energy is so good I can't contain it. Congratulations. We finished with strength. And the 5 of Swords. And again, someone walking away, right? And when I see the 5 of Swords, it doesn't feel like, you know, I mean, let's look at it. You know, we have the male here with 3 swords, and the woman with 2 swords. And it is the male who's walking from the female. I mean, they're walking away from each other. But she's looking at us. Could have been a Leo. I just feel like someone hurt you here. Someone definitely hurt you here. But in the same breath, you hurt them too. Okay? Because they're not walking away unscathed. Matter of fact, they're walking away with more pain than you. But we're not measuring pain here. And, you know, I just want to say one thing. The first thing I feel with this is, you know, with the card Strength here, I feel this is about forgiveness. This has already happened. This is done. This is the past. The pain may remain somewhat, but this is about being able to let it go now. Sometimes we got to bring the tower down in our own life, or we never move on. But I feel like this is like kind of wrapping up your reading. It's like the pain of the past is fading out of your life now. However, it begins fading away once we come from a compassionate heart, a forgiving heart. Again, this is not you having to seek out this person. But this is about the truth. This is about you seeing the truth in your own actions of the past. And also just forgiving the actions of someone in the past, because you don't want to allow it to affect your present life any longer. You can't. You got the Magician here. Page of Swords. So it's definitely challenging. You know, this may be someone from your childhood. You are, you know, I always say childhood, but I mean someone from when you were a young adult or a teenager. You know, when you were old enough to love. So for some of you, I feel like you're, you know, your mind's still fixated on this person. And there's a need to let it go. Okay, you know, I'm noticing her sword here. And this female has 2 swords in her back. The male has 3. And it almost feels like this is telling you that you need to stop looking at the past and carrying the heartache with you. Let it go. Because I feel like it's saying if you don't, it's like the pain just continues to come. 2 swords will turn into 3, and 3 will turn into 4, until you are on the ground with 10 swords in your back. But these are swords that you are now putting in your own back. And you have the strength to get beyond this. Get beyond this feeling, this, what was. Here you go. Beautiful. Beautiful, Spirit. I just couldn't have said it better myself. This is letting go of the past. This is starting brand new. This is for those who claimed the world. Here you go. It's success. Beginning this next chapter. It's excitement for this next chapter. This lets you know that everything and everything is possible. You know, I feel like it's about adventure now. You know, you had June. You had that month of emotions. Now this is more about adventure. Excitement. No more limitations. You know, you're ending the reading as the Fool, and I love that. Brand new journey. To take it any way you want, by the way. That's what your reading is telling you. You can take this any way you want. This new journey is available to you if you haven't come to the world yet. This Fool will still be here waiting. This energy will still be here for you. But it is saying be careful. Be careful. Learn to close the door. Learn to bring down the tower in your own life when you need it. So you can begin this beautiful new journey. And the Fool does not carry her past. She doesn't have a past. This is a brand new path. There is no past on this new path. Take that leap of faith. If your intuition has been calling for you to do something, take that leap of faith. If you have dreams and I don't know, it just feels like there is no limit to your dreams. Listen, let's remember, the 10 of Pentacles is yours. Underlying energy for everyone, all of you. This is, to me, a card of contentment. Contentment. But look at the exciting, look at the image. Look at the action and the excitement and the beauty. This is where you're heading. This is the Fool heading to that. It's almost like be fearless like a child. Fearless. That's why parents have to say no, 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 no so much. Because they're fearless. They haven't quite developed that feeling of, oh, this might be dangerous. But you're an adult, so you know how to handle this. You know, if you do come on, you know, if you're on your path and there's a little, I don't know, I want to say like alley that can take you this way. Just peek at it. Take a little peek. Because I feel like if there's danger on that little avenue, you won't take it. You'll know to continue to go straight. This is letting your intuition guide you, is what it is. This is letting your intuition take you through your life. You were given your intuition for a reason. And I have to say, when you live through your intuition, life does get better. Because you can skip those little alleys because you just know. You may not know how you know, why you know, but you just know. That's your intuition. Follow it, Aries. Follow it. Beautiful. Okay, guys. Well, wow, quite the trip. Quite the trip. But thank you. Thank you for the pleasure of doing your reading. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I see the progression. I mean, really, I see the progression, and it's quite beautiful. So I guess what I need to say to you is June is over. June is over. Let it go. July is exciting. If you so choose. Remember, you are the magician right here in the middle. You're ready. You're ready for any of this. If you choose, you're ready. And if you're ready, be the fool and take the action needed. Step through the fear. The fear is an illusion. You are so mighty. And you can have whatever you want. So understand that. This is your month, guys. Well, thank you so much again. I thoroughly enjoyed this reading. I really did. And I'm excited for many of you. I know there's still hardship out there, but listen, this is progression. Very quickly, by the way. So, you know, but you got to claim it. You got to be willing. Sometimes you got to bring the tower down yourself. All right, Aries, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful July. Go out there, guys. This is your month, you know. This is I shouldn't just say this is your month. It feels like this is the beginning of your year almost. Like this is the beginning of a new type of thinking and acting and living. If you so choose. Okay. I love you. Bye-bye.